Previously on Sims Survivor. After Dylan's elimination at Tribal Council, the remaining 9 Castaways competed in the next Immunity Challenge. At the Immunity Challenge, Leonna was able to secure safety for herself from Tribal Council. At Tribal Council, Kaylee used her immunity idol on herself, and Srikumar used his immunity idol on himself. As a result, Enzo was eliminated by a vote of 2-1. 8 Castaways remain, who will be voted out next. Hello everyone, welcome back to Sims Survivor. Enzo unfortunately bit the bullet and was eliminated at Tribal Council. We had 2 people, both Kaylee and Srikumar, play their idols for themselves, otherwise they would have been in danger of going home. We now have 8 Castaways remaining in the game. It's anyone's game at this point, especially considering how the votes have been going. I've been thinking it's going to go one way and it goes the complete opposite. So another person will be voted out today and we will have our final 7. So without further ado, let's get into the episode. That was definitely not an easy Tribal Council for Kaylee. She had to use her hidden immunity idol or else she would have gone home. But in doing so, Enzo was unfortunately eliminated, so she's lost her duo. We only have Roger and Marie as the last standing pair in this game. So Kaylee, I bet it's tough. Your boyfriend gets voted out and you had to make an action to protect your own game, but he suffers as a consequence. So it's a double-edged sword, unfortunately. And she appeared to be the target. They were going for her and her boyfriend, so she needs to watch her back or she could be next. Srikumar survives yet again. He used the hidden immunity idol that he found and was able to secure himself safety. That's definitely a big move. He's building a great resume for himself. And if he finds the next idol again, it's just you can't get him out. He's invincible at this point. And I think if people continue to let him skate by, he's gonna win this game. I'm not gonna lie, I thought Kiana was a goner at Tribal Council. She'd received a few votes at the previous few Tribal Councils, and she was a part of the original Apolu tribe, so I was like, okay, the original Savai clearly isn't gonna have to vote out one of their own again. They have the majority, they're just gonna pick them off, and Kiana's a strong player, but they didn't, and she didn't get a single vote against her, so huge props to her. I'm happy she's still in the game, don't get me wrong. I'm just shocked that she survived it. It's safe to say that Marie and Roger have targets on their backs. They are the only remaining duo left in the game. They're just you don't want to let those people get to the end because they're going to take each other without hesitation. So I think people are going to try and split them up. The last vote, we saw Enzo leaving, that split up a duo. The vote before that, Dylan left, that split up a duo. So if it's following in pattern, I don't think Roger and Marie are in a good spot. Hello everyone, welcome to your next immunity challenge. Leonna, I'm gonna have to take back the immunity necklace from you. Before we get into today's challenge, I'm going to quickly explain how it's going to work. For today's immunity challenge, it is a bracket-style darts competition. So, you each will be paired off and will compete in head-to-head matches. The winners of the first 4 rounds will then compete in semifinals. The 2 winners of those semifinal rounds will not have to compete against each other. They will both win immunity. That's right, 2 people will have immunity at Tribal Council. So, without further ado, let's get into the challenge. In round 1, we have Leonna versus Axel. And Axel has beat Leonna by a score of 6-5 and will be advancing to the next round. In round 2, we have Lukas versus Marie. And Lukas has beat Marie by a score of 5-3 and will be moving on to the next round. In our next round, we have Roger versus Kaylee. And Roger has beat Kaylee by a score of 7-6 and will be advancing to the next round. In round 4, we have Srikumar versus Kiana. And Srikumar has beat Kiana by a score of 5-4 and will be moving on to the next round. In our next round, we have Axel versus Lukas. One of these two will win immunity. Congratulations to Axel, who has beat Lukas by a score of 7-6. Axel has secured immunity for himself. In our final round, we have Roger versus Srikumar for the second immunity. And Roger has beat Srikumar by a score of 9-5, securing the second immunity for himself. Congratulations to Axel and Roger. You have both won immunity and will be safe from Tribal Council. As for the rest of you, one of you will be the next person voted out. That's all I have left to say. Head back to camp. And another huge congratulations to Roger and Axel. They are both safe from Tribal Council tonight and will not be voted out. However, that leaves the other 6 in danger. We know Lukas has his own hidden immunity idol, so that should be able to protect him. However, I do know that one other person has the idol. I'm not going to say who, obviously, but there are 4 or 5 people now that are in deep danger, so they should be concerned. I'd be concerned if I was Srikumar, Kiana, Kaylee. Those 3 have received votes, and they're not immune tonight. This would be the perfect opportunity to get rid of one of them. I also just realized that for the first time since we started this game, the cast currently has 4 men and 4 women, if you believe in binary gender identities, but I think that's such an interesting thing considering we had a lot of women voted out early in this game, and it's crazy. So I'm really happy that it's kind of become a bit more balanced because the men were dominating this entire major portion of this game, the beginning stages. So it's good to see that there's a level playing field now. I think this is going to be a difficult tribal council for Roger. Yes, he's safe and he's immune from being voted out, but his sister Marie is vulnerable, and then his two original Polu, Kaylee and Kiana, are also vulnerable, so he could lose a close ally in this episode, which would be conflicting considering it's like you have the high of winning your first immunity challenge, but then also on one hand, you might lose an ally. It's the same situation that Kaylee had in the last tribal council, so definitely going to be interesting to see how everything works out. Although someone is about to be voted out soon, I think Leonna feels a bit confident. She was just singing and having a good old time. I'm so mad that she stopped. It was so, sweet and, wholesome. But, yeah, Leonna, I think, is in a good position. She did just come off of an individual immunity win, but I think she has good Savai connections, and there are evidently bigger fish to fry in this tribal council. So it's just going to be a matter of which one gets caught up in the votes, and it could go either way. I did not expect Enzo to go at the last tribal council, and he did. So your social game propels you further. If you're not being social, if you're not chatting with people, you're going to go home. So time will tell. It's my favorite saying on this, but time will honestly tell. We'll find out in a few minutes. Srikumar does not appear to be in the best of spirits. I feel bad. It's like he's played a great game, but unless he has that idol, he is in danger of being voted out tonight. He's evaded being eliminated twice now, so I think people will need to take that shot at him, because here's the thing, if he makes it to the finale stages, or he just goes on a rampage and wins multiple immunity challenges, there is no way anyone can hold a candle to his game. Lukas, I've already said, has played a great game, but Srikumar has just come alive in this jury stage and has completely controlled a lot of the votes and provided himself safety, so definitely someone that they need to focus on. Hello everyone, it is now time for the next tribal council. Before we begin, we're going to first bring in the members of our jury. Kriskin, Dylan, and Enzo, who was voted out at the last tribal council. In just a moment, either Leonna, Axel, Lukas, Marie, Roger, Kaylee, Srikumar, or Kiana will be the 13th person voted out and the 4th member of our jury. Without further ado, let's get to the vote. Leonna, you're up first. I will now go tally the votes. If anyone has a hidden immunity idol and they would like to use it, now would be the time to do so. Once the votes are read, the decision is final. Person voted out will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. First vote, Srikumar. Kaylee, that's 1 vote Srikumar, 1 vote Kaylee. Lukas, that's 1 vote Srikumar, Kaylee, Lukas. Kiana, that's 1 vote Srikumar, Kaylee, Lukas, Kiana. Srikumar, that's 2 votes Srikumar, 1 vote Kaylee, Lukas, Kiana. Kaylee, that's 2 votes Srikumar, 2 votes Kaylee, 1 vote Kiana, 1 vote Lukas. Srikumar, that's 3 votes Srikumar, 2 votes Kaylee, 1 vote Kiana, 1 vote Lukas, 1 vote left. Kaylee, we have a tie between Srikumar and Kaylee, so how this is going to work, everybody will vote. You can only vote for Srikumar or Kaylee. Without further ado, Leonna, you're up first. I will now go tally the votes. Srikumar. Kaylee, that's 1 vote Srikumar, 1 vote Kaylee. Kaylee, that's 2 votes Kaylee, 1 vote Srikumar. Kaylee, that's 3 votes Kaylee, 1 vote Srikumar. Srikumar, that's 3 votes Kaylee, 2 votes Srikumar, 1 vote left. Srikumar, we have a tie. We are now at a deadlocked vote. So, how this is going to work, we are going to rocks. Each of you will have to draw a rock. Whoever draws the white rock will be eliminated. Only 4 of you will be participating in this rock draw. I'm going to all put you in the same area. Roger, Axel, Kaylee, and Srikumar, the 4 of you are safe and will not be participating in this draw. Please reveal your rocks in 3, 2, 1. Kiana, you have drawn the white rock. Please bring me your torch. Kiana, the tribe has spoken. With a rock draw happening, it means that people are willing to stop at nothing to protect their allies. However, with a final 7, how much are you willing to sacrifice your own game? That's all I've left to say. Head back to camp. And that concludes this episode of Sim Survivor. I'm baffled, honestly, at this point. I thought Kiana was safe. I was like, oh, they're going to get rid of one of the 3 Savai, and then Apolu's going to have a fighting chance, because Kiana was the only Apolu participating in the rock draw, but of course, she went home. So Kiana played an amazing game. It's just heartbreaking to see her go out like this, because I know that if Srikumar, or if they got rid of Lukas or Leonna or Marie, the 3 Apolu would have been in a great position and maybe would have had a chance to make the finals. Thank you so much for watching. It honestly means the world to me, and I'll see you next time.